What would your advice be for someone that had a less than ideal experience in the past, but before coming to us, what would your tips be on how to choose or what to look for if someone's looking for a financial advisor?
Definitely ask a lot of questions. I would talk to a few different people. Like before we met you, the year before we had actually signed up with someone and then didn't go ahead. The following year, I found out my friend lost six-figure sum with that person because his firm went bust. He advised them to go to a boutique firm and they went bust. So that was like a bullet dodged. I think, just finding someone who understands what you want with a good track record, looking for people, other success stories, their client success stories. So someone who talks about their clients rather than about themselves.
That's good. That's a good piece of advice. Thankfully, I don't like to talk about myself, so maybe that's where that's where I went right. Tell us, Claire, what if you didn't sort of end up working with us? What would be different for you now, do you think?
Would be different. We would probably still be saving up for the home loan. Maybe would have bought property, but we wouldn't have a plan, and I would still be feeling insecure. And still be feeling insecure and just not have a plan. I think just the whole not having plan thing will give me anxiety. I like having plans and spreadsheets in place.
Well, I think it's probably fair to say that you wouldn't have the confidence to, that you could do the things that you wanted and sort of, spend a bit more in a guilt-free way, knowing that those boxes had been ticked as well. So that shift is a big one. Tell us, what do you think? What situations or positions do you think are best suited for to people that should have a financial advisor?
I think everyone who has a steady income, who is in a position to, grow their wealth. Definitely business owners, because you've got the cash coming in, and rather than just letting it sit there and pay off the mortgage or making more business decisions, investing in another business, think about a longer term plan. So I don't know. Everyone.
Well, I think you if I put my spin on it, that you need to have some stuff to work with. If you don't have some savings or a regular stream of savings, unless you've got a really strong income, and that could be happening, but it's just not, then it's going to be limited in what your options are. So sometimes when you're really early on in your journey, like lower incomes and lower savings rates, that you need to build those building blocks first and get some stuff to work with. But I think you're right for business owners in particular, that there are so many levers that we can pull that can drive, quantifiable results. But then you've got that additional, motivation element that you mentioned, where you can, if you're a goal orientated person, like a lot of business owners tend to be, that when you see what is possible, then you can start to really, so it sort of lights a fire that you can follow through to make it actually happen more easily. Last question for you, Claire, and it's been great to chat. You pay us fees every year. And the question for someone sitting on the fence is it worth it? Is paying the fees worth it in your mind? What makes, apart from my hilarious jokes, of course, what makes those fees worth paying?
I think, I think it's an investment in myself, let's start again. I think it's an investment in myself, in my confidence, and it's an investment in our future. Yes, there's a continuous fee, but in the long term, I'm sure by having a plan for growth will 100 times outweigh the fee that we'll be paying now. And I also invest in business coach, and I invest in this. It's like coaching for life, coaching on how to be money smart, how to be business savvy, how to grow yourself and grow the future. So it's just it's a long-term investment in my future, so I definitely wouldn't hesitate in continuing to do it.
I think it's like it's like in all areas, like we share the same business coach. So I agree with you. I tend to actually collect business coaches because I can't stop working with them once I start, if they're good ones. And because I like to have a board of people that I can talk to. But I know like for me, I started using a personal trainer about 6 months ago, and I'd never done that before. And for years I was getting mediocre results, and then immediately, because you know that you got someone there, they're giving you the techniques, they're giving you the tools, they're giving you support, the motivation to do it. That it's always, so long as you've got the potential, then it's going to give you the ability to accelerate things and get there sooner and better and more easily. But Claire, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it. I'll let you get back to the knitting, but thank you very much.
Thanks, Ben.